My name is Katie Hanisch. I'm 31 years old. I teach middle school language arts in a small town in Minnesota. I have two beautiful little boys. And about a month ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 sarcoma. For a couple years, I have had a painful spot in my leg that I attributed to sleeping in goofy situations or positions while I was trying to get my babies to sleep, since they did not like sleeping in their crib. And I mentioned it to my OBGYN, and she wasn't real concerned about it. So I kind of monitored it, but it didn't really change a whole lot. And then in the last 6 months or so, the spot in my leg started to grow pretty rapidly. And a spot that was once maybe the size of a marble was now at least the size of a softball, from what I could tell. It was still buried very low, below the surface, but sometimes it would hurt and cause me to limp. So I mentioned it at my yearly exam, and we did some scans, and that's when we found out that it was most likely a form of sarcoma. So almost immediately, we were sent up to the Roger Maris Cancer Center in Fargo, where I met with my oncologist, and he, of course, wanted to do some more scans. At this point, we saw that there was cancer all over in my lungs, that the sarcoma had metastasized. So my oncologist decided to take a biopsy, and that way we'd be able to determine exactly what type of sarcoma we were dealing with, so we knew how best to treat it. When the biopsy results finally came back, it took about 3 weeks of very, very anxious waiting for myself and my family. We found out that the sarcoma was a very rare type of sarcoma called alveolar soft part sarcoma, or ASPS. We found out that this type of sarcoma does not respond to traditional chemotherapy, so we would have to be doing immunotherapy and maybe chemotherapy pills at that point. My oncologist and my radiation oncologist and pretty much all of the medical professionals that I had talked to after being diagnosed with this rare type of sarcoma did make it very clear to me that I would very likely be dealing with this type of cancer for the rest of my life, and that they couldn't promise me a cure or that any of this treatments would take away the cancer from my body. But I am a very strong woman of faith. I believe very strongly in the power of prayers and of miracles. And so I am choosing to battle this cancer as hard as I can to get as much time as I can with my beautiful family. And so that's my mindset going forward, that even on hard days, I'm going to remember that some days are hard, but life is good and God is good every day.